Chapter 28, All Washed Up. Jay froze in place for a moment, then bolted toward Mal with Evie and Carlos close behind him. Mal was facing toward them, but it seemed like she was arguing with someone. Jay thought he heard her say, "Not if I come for you first." But what did that mean? Who was she speaking to? "Mal, what are you doing?" screamed Evie. "Mal!" Jay yelled. He had to wake her up. She was definitely sleeping or dreaming, or something weird was going on. That wasn't the Mal they knew. He was blaming himself for anything that might have happened. He was supposed to be here to protect his friends. Sure, they could all take care of themselves, but he was the one with the swords and shields expertise. He was supposed to try to keep everyone safe. Even Mal, who had never needed any help. But she sure did now. Because it was like Mal couldn't hear them, she turned on her heel and sprinted toward the end of the pier. "Mal!" The three of them were screaming now. "Mal, stop!" But it was too late. Mal threw herself off the pier and plummeted all the way down into the sea. Jay dived into the water right after her, spinning around in a complete circle, searching for any sign of his friend. The sea was a brilliant shade of blue, which was rare for Isle water. He had expected it to be almost completely murky, but it was crystal clear. He should have been able to spy her the moment he jumped in. But Mal was nowhere to be found. It was as if she had jumped into the ocean and out of this world. Suddenly, a great swarm of fish surrounded him, dark as the night, obscuring his vision. He could hardly see the hand he held out in front of his face. There were thousands of the little fish, each one twisting and turning, going this way and that, making it impossible to see anything at all. Jay got the feeling someone was trying to stop him from finding Mal. Mal, most likely the same person who had compelled her to jump off the pier. Jay held his breath and swam as deep as he could go. But the fish followed, surrounding him like fog, hindering his ability to see. Useless, he thought. Someone was determined to keep him from finding Mal. Jay swam back to shore, gasping for air when he broke the surface. Evie and Carlos looked down at Jay from the edge of the pier, panic on their faces. "Where is she?" asked Evie. "Couldn't find her. Just needed to take a breath," he said. "I'll go back down and search again." "Hold on," said Evie. "I've been thinking of what Carlos said, about how Mal might be under a spell." "Yeah, it's like she was enchanted," said Carlos. "A spell?" asked Jay. "Here? On the Isle? Impossible." "I know, but when has the impossible ever been an obstacle for magic?" said Evie. "Someone must have found a way around the barrier and is using their magic against Mal. If there's magic here, it's definitely working against us too," said Jay. "A school of fish was blocking my vision down there. That's probably not a coincidence." "Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to find her if you dive back down," said Evie. "So what are we going to do about it?" asked Jay, climbing the makeshift rope ladder at the end of the pier. "Already on it," said Evie, as Carlos reached out a hand and helped pull Jay back onto the pier. He shook the water from his long hair and wrung it from his jacket. "What's the plan?" Jay asked. "We're going home," said Evie. "To my castle. If there's magic on the Isle, I think I know how to fight it." Your castle is also the home of Evil Queen. I've heard she doesn't like guests," said Carlos. "Where did you hear that?" teased Jay. "From Evie," said Carlos. Evie brushed their jokes aside as they walked down the pier. "Oh, don't worry about Mom. It's game night when she plays apples to apples with her friends." Actually, I think they call it rotten apples to rotten apples. Or maybe it's poison apples to poison apples? I can't remember. "Charming," said Carlos. "So the castle's empty?" He asked, looking greatly relieved. "Like a schoolroom after last bell," said Evie. "We'll be all alone, but we better hurry. Mom doesn't stay out late. She likes her beauty sleep."